Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Rough Rider, where every week I talk writing, self-publishing, and living in a barely literate society. Today, I'm going to be talking about something a lot of writers experience, and that is writer's block, and 4 simple ways that you can get past it. It's sort of a stereotype, but writer's block is a real thing that people experience. Sometimes you just lose your creative spark or your desire to write. You could either wait it out till it just naturally goes away, or you could take some active steps to try to fight it and get through it. But I'm sure you felt that frustration at least once in your life so far, and it's not something that you ever really want to repeat, but sometimes it just happens. So here are 4 easy ways that you can work through writer's block so you don't have to sit there and wait for it to go away on its own. The first thing that you can do to overcome writer's block is to use writing prompts. So this is just a couple of lines that can help start a scene or start a story that you can write on the side. You can find these online on writing websites, or there's a lot of social media pages that post writing prompts as well. It's a way to kind of get away from your main project for a little bit and do something on the side that is still productive. You might be getting a little bored or unsure of where to go with your current project, so doing something like this will keep you writing even though it is not your main work. And since maybe you just can't come up with new ideas, this is going to give you like a little seed of an idea that can grow into something bigger. If you happen to really like what you wrote, you could potentially turn that into a short story in the future, or maybe even develop it even further into an actual full-length novel or big project like that. Now, the second thing you can do to fight writer's block is to let yourself daydream. This sounds a little weird, but just take some time to stare out the window or just look at the ceiling and think. It'll feel a little bit stupid or awkward sometimes, but you're really giving your brain some space to be creative. Even if you don't come up with ideas that you could directly use in your story or your project, you're still flexing your mental muscles and letting your brain be creative. So you're not gonna have your creativity atrophy like a muscle that you're not using. It's also a way to be creative without judging yourself or being critical or having to edit what you're doing. So it's just an exercise in creativity that, even though it's not necessarily going to lead into anything concrete, it is a way to just keep yourself being creative and to keep your brain going. Now, the third thing that you can do to overcome writer's block is to keep a journal. And I don't mean a journal of fiction stories or something like that. I mean a journal where you really are talking about how you feel that day, what your experiences were, and just get all of that out of your head and onto paper. You can talk about anything you want, how you're feeling, what you've been doing, what you're thinking about. But even though it's not fiction, you're still writing and you're still building that habit of writing. And if you want to make it a little bit more interesting, you could try to write about your day in a fiction-like narrative, maybe with you as the main character. Or even if you want to keep a dream journal, it's still writing. Just being in the process of consistently writing will help you to build momentum, and it'll make it less likely that you'll go into that creative rut or have that lack of motivation or desire to write. And the fourth thing you can do to fight writer's block is to have a new experience. Go someplace new. Do something you've never done before. Our creativity and inspiration a lot of times draws on things that we've already experienced and memories of ours. So by creating new memories and having new experiences, you're giving your brain more to work with when it's coming up with new ideas for a story or for your project. This is especially good if your writer's block's kind of stemming from just boredom, or if you're just feeling unmotivated, because you're really getting yourself out there, doing something new and doing something active. But unfortunately, writer's block is something that happens to all of us, and it will eventually happen to you. And it can be really frustrating, especially if you've already built up some momentum with your project and you've been writing consistently and having a good flow, and then boom, out of nowhere, the writer's block comes and you feel like you can't get anything accomplished or have any new ideas. And when that writer's block hits, if you're trying to meet personal deadlines, you can't just wait for the writer's block to go away because you don't know how long that might take. So you should try some of the things that I've mentioned or look online for additional ways that other people have fought writer's block and try to do this yourself. Find what works for you, and then next time writer's block hits, you'll have an easier time overcoming it. I think ultimately the best way to fight writer's block is to really build up a writing routine that is consistent. So that way you're so in the habit of writing, either every day or every couple of days. Meeting some sort of schedule that you have set is a way to keep writer's block from really hitting you in the first place. So if you have any personal ways that you've worked through writer's block, please put it in the comments. I'd be interested in how you've dealt with this issue that so many of us have experienced. If you want a longer take on this topic, you can check out my blog. There's a link in the description. And if you found this helpful, please like and subscribe, follow me on social media, and as always, thank you for watching. God bless.